Alright guys, gotta be fast today. Gonna do a shave with Arko, the stick. The Arko stick. Feather blade inside of a Testina Gentile Fatip razor. And we're going to keep using the Kent Silvertip because it was just around. And it doesn't require a long soaking. I'm in a hurry right now, so it doesn't require the kind of soaking that I prefer to do for my boar brushes. So we're going to use it. Let's go ahead and get that feather blade in. 12 uses or so is about what this blade has had on it so far. This is a razor that is these Fatips are underrated. They have had quality control problems occasionally. As you saw, I just dropped the razor blade on there, and then I dropped that on there. This is like the DE89 series and a lot of the Mercurs and Parkers and stuff where they are cast. And so they just don't have the precision tolerances. And the folks at, and see now that's perfect. The folks at Henson like to just acclaim about their precision tolerances and stuff, but razors without those tolerances have been being used for many, just decades. And I mean, you saw it, it landed right, and about half the time it does. And even then, all it takes is a little nudge to get it right. If you choose to do it, sometimes you can leave it a little bit crooked, and you can enjoy a little bit more aggression on one side of the head than the other. I haven't shaved in a few days, and so I did take the clippers and take down the growth a little bit. It may look splotchy right now because I was in a hurry. All right, so the razor's loaded, but unlike the Parkers and Mercurs and all that, this is not this is a lifetime material here, and this is not zinc alloy. The whole thing is brass, and then it's plated in nickel or chrome or whatever finish you chose when you got your razor. And so even with I've got about 10 of these things, and only one maybe had a QC issue, but then it still shaved great. So, but I do have to mention that. Here's the Arko stick. I think it was Okie Dokie Cool I was talking to in the comments, and he made a special request. Hey, could you use an Arko stick? Now, what was funny is that I just put out the Arko cream video a few days ago. And this is kind of how you can, open your Arko sticks. You can just kind of get all messy with them. If you want to travel with them, I recommend, buying something cylindrical that you can put it down in. They do have shave stick dispensers that can help you out a lot. I'm not going to be using this stick very much, and so I don't really want to, take it apart fully in a messy way. I want to kind of be able to wrap it back up. So let's just leave it at that right there. You see, we've got plenty. We're not going to be using up nearly that much soap. Now, you can get the end of the soap wet, but what I really like to do is just get my face really wet. And I guess it's nice that I've got a good bit of hair on my face because that will transfer a lot of moisture to the soap. The way I like to do it is, right now I'm being all chaotic with my spreading, but if I were to use this a lot, how I would do it is think about mowing the grass, and I would rub it on certain areas and think about how many times did I cover that area. I might even do a root, something like this, where I might, instead of just doing it in circles like I did before. Well, that's pretty much it right there. Surely, I believe, I've got plenty of soap to get the job done here. and it's obviously is a face lathering method. You could, and we'll kind of do a little bit of a slurry where we come at it with a really wet brush. Let's see what happens, huh? You could, yeah, see, look at all that water getting dumped out. But I'm just going to use the tips and see if we can start building up that early lather. Now I'm feeling the bristles more because the water is, yeah, see, it's building up there. Some people like the sticks because they travel well. Take a look in the real mirror here. Oh yeah. Then I can dip my tips here and you know, the tubes do, the sticks do travel well. You don't really need a bowl. Obviously, you're putting concentrate on your face right away. Arko is a very pungent, kind of soapy, citronella type scent. It's polarizing for sure. Some people do not like it, and I understand. Because I've got so much stubble, the brush isn't really whipping up into a lather very much, but that's okay. And now let's go ahead and shave. I like this combo with a mild. It's a mild razor. It holds the blade really well. And so you get a milder feeling shave, but don't be fooled. It is quite efficient. Here, without much tugging, easily taking down multiple days of growth. And I have had some amazing shaves with this razor. The kind where you almost kind of laugh to yourself. It's so nice. Where you couldn't believe that you're getting such a great shave. And this represents a really good budget. This is a great budget item as well. Probably the best bang for buck shaver. I mean, the By Lee razors out there are super cheap. A lot of times you can get them for $15 or less. But double that price, and this guy will last you a couple of lifetimes. I mean, you really can pass it down to your kids. Secondary slickness, there's not that much, but this is the kind of slickness where just throw some water on your face and it'll wake it right up. So again, I'm going to kind of repeat the same thing. Since my brush did not really load up with lather because of my stubble, I probably don't need to. Now you can experiment with how much of the stick you want to rub on your face, and you'll be able to, because that is the load basically. I'm going to take my wet brush and go at it again. Now it's a little bit more normal. And all that stubble kind of interfered with the brush's abilities, and look at that. That's more like it. Arko does come in a tub. As well, it is is a crope in a way, but it's about the hardest crope you can get. It easily stays in the stick form because it's that hard, but it's not completely hard. You can still squeeze it to be able to form it into whatever kind of shape you want. Put it in whatever container you want. I've got a how-to video out there with arko'ed where I shredded arko'ed with a cheese grater. This very same base here, the stick. And I soaked it in an aftershave like Stetson, I believe. There's a lot of people there are internet threads about people who do that, you know. And then I let the alcohol evaporate, leaving behind the scent, right? And then and you mix it, and you keep mixing it, and it gets stronger and stronger into a little crope there. Now let's see if the brush has enough lather. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so keeping the brush really wet is just a great way to enjoy arko'ed, because it helps to calm that pastiness down. Nice movement with the razor. Now when I do mix arko'ed up, like with a bowl lather, it's kind of old school in that I wasn't really able to pump a ton of water in it, but I think it's similar to Chisel Face Midnight Stag that I was using recently, in that old school base really likes the slurry. It really likes that water, all that water with it. Well, I think I got a little nick right over here, don't I? A little weeper. Yeah. I'm being fast. So sometimes, yeah, there it comes again. Sometimes that happens. Get a little splash of water. Yeah, that's good slickness. And the nice thing is that it doesn't cost very much, usually. And you get good performance from it. If you don't like the scent of it, then, let's see, that's 3 passes, right? Yeah, okay. If you don't like the scent of it, then you can shred it and leave it. I left it sitting out on a couple of paper plates, and then it let the scent evaporate a lot. Left it out for maybe a week or two, and then you can pack it back in. And it won't be necessarily a good travel stick at that point unless you buy the stick dispenser. But then you can, stick it into a container to then be able to use it with less of a strength in the scent department there. There we go. That's how I use an arko'ed stick, and it definitely is conducive to the slurry method. It's a little on the messy side. Prior to when I kind of stumbled upon the slurry method, I would come to it. I'd do the same thing by putting it on my face first, but then I'd take a less wet brush and just slowly start adding water to the brush, that sort of thing, to start building up that lather. But boy, I think this is a much better way to do it. I'm much happier with the slickness that I got today than what I remember from the past, but it has been a long time. What are we going to use for aftershave today? Man, I've got some good choices. I've got Roman Spice from Seaforth. These are the aftershave toners. Seaforth is going to close their doors, and so jump on their site. Everything may be ordered up already, and so you may not have any luck there. But he's going to move on to better things for he and his family, in terms of being able to spend more time at his job, more times with his family, especially with, I think the kids are getting in a different kind of school now where it's better to interact with them. I mean, they're not smaller agers. I mean, it's something. There's just family time that would be really lost if he kept going with the Seaforth. A lot of these guys with these companies like that, with these soap companies, they are just doing it on the side. They have a real job that they do. All right. That's a good shave. And the cold water might even, sometimes it stops little weepers like that. Now is a great time. Let's try the Roman spice today. The toner, you can see it's kind of a milky product. The toner is not the same, if you didn't know, as an alcohol splash. Oh, that smells good. And so it is more kind to your skin. It's usually witch hazel based, aloe, you know, that sort of thing. Roman spice is an EDT that I had that I was smelling for a while via his sampler little thing that he put out, and it does have some florals, but it's got enough of some other parts. What does it say here? Grapefruit, apple, spring water, jasmine, geranium, frankincense, beechwood, and spice. So the geranium is that floral. Oh, and the jasmine. It's probably the jasmine, and that is the main floral there that sometimes makes me wonder if the scent is a little too feminine for me. But it's blended with these other ingredients just enough to where I come away thinking, nah, it's cool. I'm really enjoying it. I do like the grapefruit, the apple, or whatever aquatic scent he's got in there. I like the frankincense, the beechwood. Those all come together to balance out the florals with the geranium. I think that I meant to say jasmine. I think geranium is not as kind of feminine floral as the jasmine is. I'm not sure exactly, but the jasmine is often, when I experience a soap that's too ladylike for me, I often will look at the scent notes and jasmine will be in there. And so that may be the trend. I may just not like ones with jasmine. Unless, like in this case, it's balanced out with so many other neat things. So I think I'm going to enjoy smelling like that for today. And that'll have to be it, because I've got stuff to do. Let me clean up my gear. And that's it for today. And that's how I use all sticks. I do have a derby stick. Maybe I'll use that next time and be able to contrast it, just in case there's a performance difference. But that's the Arco. Yeah, it's got that strong smell, but it doesn't really stay around too much. And to be honest, the grapefruit, I think, is the kind of citrus that in the Roman spice that was kind of a link with the Arco, and so there's no clashing there. Matter of fact, any lingering of the Arco probably helped out the Roman spice there a little bit. And likewise, the Roman spice overwhelmed the Arco, used part of its pieces, but then had the rest of its scent notes on top of that to make something enjoyable and mature and less divisive. So, very nice, very nice. Well, I'll leave you for now. Okie dokie cool. I believe it's you that wanted to see an Arco demo, and that is one. Maybe I'll do another one, or maybe I'll do the Derby tomorrow. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And especially when I combined it with the slurry lather method with just a wet brush, just lots of water. Yeah, it's messy, but it worked just really well to give me a high performance super slick lather. So I approve. Very good. Thanks for the suggestion. Take care, guys. Good night.